Donald Trump didn't invent racism. I mean, Donald Trump didn't invent anti-Semitism, misogyny, or bigotry, or xenophobia. He did light a fire to it. And just to the point of my colleague who's on the panel with us tonight, you know, yeah, this isn't a left or right issue. This is an American issue that we can all stand up and speak out against. Well, you know, my response to that is, okay, I agree with you. Why don't you tell your president to speak out against it? The lone voice that's missing from this condemnation of this hate speech on the internet, social media, in bathrooms, wherever it is Donald Trump. And the fact that no one can see that, the fact that no one wants to say that, I mean, that in itself is cowardly. So if we want to have a conversation about how do we stop this speech, let's start with the quote-unquote leader of the free world.
Let's be clear on this. The divisiveness started not now. It started probably around 1994, quite frankly. Those of us who have been in Washington a long time. And it was Democrat
I'm going to start with
versus
slavery,
Republican.
but I mean, you can start there, but we will probably start with the divisiveness
that's
around
when the
slavery.
discord in Washington became really bad. There's two big changes, however. One is, because of social media, everybody now owns a TV station, and they can distribute their message very wide-ranging. So that's one big change. The other big change that we have to be honest about is the media themselves used to be sort of the judge. They were the objective observer. Now they're almost more of a player in the ring taking sides, and I think that has actually increased the animosity.
There used to be people who were very much fringe elements out there. There were, you know, they were generally seen as weirdos, and they couldn't get mainstream attention, and if you met them, you could discern that they were weird. Now they can make videos, they can create memes, so I think that they're punching above their weight now.
Go ahead, Bakari.
But Matt and John, just quickly, I mean, you blame the media, you blame Jack, who invented Twitter, and Zuckerberg, who invented Facebook. You blamed everyone else, but when I sit here and ask you, the biggest troll of them all, who picks on people daily, who bullies people daily, who ignites these storms daily. When I ask you why can't the President of the United States have any accountability and stand up and say something, then you both evade and you both run away, you both tuck your tail, and you both blame it on something else.
That's right.
I've been very critical of Donald Trump, but I think he's
why not tonight? Why don't you ask tonight?
Look, of course he should stand up and say something about. Look, I don't think he has to say something about this particular woman in Montana or wherever. He has nothing to do with it. But the trend of lack of civility, he certainly contributes to that. And I said he was a product of it. I think this is you get people like Donald Trump when you have a culture like this.
Demand him do something. Demand him say something about it.
This is not fair to pin this on Donald Trump. This is to say we're all responsible. The rhetoric in Washington
Donald Trump's the president of the United States.
Much different than they used to be. I think we all have to ratchet down the rhetoric.
That's a cop-out. If the president of the United, if this was Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton or John Kerry,
that everything wrong in the world is Donald Trump, and I'm not going to say that.
Nobody's saying that. All I'm saying is,
I get the sense that you want to fight with people tonight. I saw you want another segment attacking.
I understand why he's so upset because, listen, I'm not saying whose fault it is, but just within the last 2 years, I've never received as many hateful messages and threats as I have in my entire 20-plus years in this business. And that's all I'll say.